Hey y'all, hello, alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man coming live on a Thursday. That's actually where that name comes from. Boom. We got Grand Madam, excuse me. A lot of GRs in the building. We got Grand Madam Terrell. Hello, Grand Madam. How you doing? How you doing? And we got my man Groovy in the building. He done pulled up to play. Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? And there are a couple more in the wings that ain't quite came out yet. But when y'all do, I got a lot of ish I need to talk tonight. Cause I've been humble. I've been humble. I've been pedestrian. You know what I'm saying? And folks been trying me. They've been trying me. They've been testing me. And now, welcome to the wonderful world of I told you so. And if you didn't know, you're gonna learn today. Today it's gonna be big edutainment. It's gonna be big edutainment, man. In ways that y'all aren't really expecting to be edutained in. Humility is a beautiful thing. Humility is a beautiful thing. But there's also much to be said about the fine art of pettiness. Because a lot of people take their time and decide, hey, it's D-Real. He ain't above 1,000 yet. I can afford to be petty with him. I can afford to F with him. I can afford to disrespect him. I can afford to exclude the knowledge that I know that man possesses, yet still, you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. And I like to be sitting around with that grin, that knowing, flowing, showing grin that reminds me that I can keep doing what I'm doing because what I'm doing is fine. What I'm doing is working. And I don't have to try to measure up to other people. Because that can be very stressful if your entire social media existence is spent trying to measure up to other people. That's a huge weight in my book. I see Dickamoyo King in the building. Good afternoon, sir. Good evening, Mr. President. The professor. Greetings and salutations, Professor. And my man, Paul Martin. What's up? What's up? What's up, Paul? And that's one. That's two. That's three. That's four. Okay. All right. So that the rest of y'all's hiding. Okay. That's all right. Okay. We're going to learn something today. Everybody going to learn something today. I promise you. I promise you. When you leave this live, you will have learned something. Okay. Like, one of the things you're going to learn is not to mess with your man here when it comes to old school knowledge. There you are. He laying in the cut. He ain't laying in the cut no more. My brother, Theo B. He's in the building. Everybody say hello to Theo B. Y'all always say hello to Theo B because you see him like 8 times a day. So, and speaking of seeing people 8 times a day, if you were tuning in to Be Real with D Real, 8 times a day, according to my brother Theo, about 9 days ago, you'd have saw that. Yes, yes, yes. I'm kicking the show off with pettiness. The real architect behind Blood Hunt. Hold up. You know what? I need to get a number. I'm getting a number on this because I want to see how many people underplayed it. Let's see now. There go my video. Boom, 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 boom. Wow. 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 A whopping 26 people watched this video. And I'll bet you all 26 of them was Rock With Me Nation or Rock With Me Nation affiliated, and the rest was just like, oh, let's see what this fool talking about. He don't know what he's talking about. I don't. Okay. Courtesy of Miss Cheryl Eaton, Black Panther, Blood Hunt. Who is that? Who is that in Black Panther Blood Hunt? That looks a lot like that dude right there. That I was trying to tell y'all about like a week ago. So D-Real don't know what he's talking about. D-Real don't know what he's talking about. Don't listen to him. He doesn't even have 1,000 subs. Subs have nothing to do with knowledge and your ability to disseminate it. I know what I know, regardless of how many people F with this channel. So, moving forward, that's something you could consider when you continue to take information I dispense to you with a grain of salt. Told you so. Told you so. Motherfucking told you so. All right. But y'all ain't learning nothing new because y'all know edutainment is what I do. Y'all rock with me. And y'all was like, D-Real probably know what he talking about. Probably. Not always, but probably. Okay. Okay. Where we at? Everybody saying hi. Everybody saying hi. Okay. Kamoyo said, now you know the haters or other YouTubers gonna player hate, right? Probably, Kamoyo. But you know what? I'm reposting the video tonight with extras. Yeah, they gonna get the remix tonight. So when somebody go, hey, guess who it is? But scooping ain't everything. Scooping doesn't make you the cock of the walk. Scooping just shows you on your jail. You 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is, y'all. It just, when we come in here to be strictly about business when we doing videos. At least I know I do. I know Theo does. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to put a product out that's going to age poorly. I'm not going to try to put a product out that's going to put out false information. Okay, I told you edutainment is what I do. Who coined the phrase edutainment? That would be one teacher, aka KRS-One. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone. I'd rather go with knowledge. I'd rather go with knowledge. The opposite of knowledge is ignorance. Knowing, not knowing, or not having a clue, or not considering the research done by your betters. That's all it is. That's all it is. Paul Martin, hello. Varney sounds like that character Tommy Davidson played on Martin. Varnell Hill. Yeah, did you miss me? Varney is actually a play on Varney the vampire. which was actually a novel in the 19th century that I wouldn't necessarily say it inspired Bram Stoker's Dracula, but a lot of that information and depiction of Varney the vampire is what went on to become Dracula. Knowledge. Yeah, without a doubt, my brother. Knowledge. Accuracy. As accurate as I can. What's today's haul? Like I told y'all, starting to minimize the Marvel footprint. Avengers, yo, you can't leave me hanging with bearing blood at the end and I not see how that turns out. We got to see what bearing blood is doing. We got to see what bearing blood is doing. Also, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna finish Blood Hunt. Got both of them. Yeah, Vampire Miles Morales on the cover. As we recall from Blood Hunt 2, he was freaking out, turning into a vampire, right? Yeah. Okay. And then we got the Ultimates. If this book does not rock me, I will not fool with it no more. Hopefully, because I went and bought that Ultimate Universe, and that kind of was like the birth of the Ultimates. Well, I don't want to talk about no Blood Hunt right now. I want to wait till a couple more books come out and bookend the other issues that are out now, so we can get a clearer, fuller picture of what's going on with Blood Hunt. Because Black Panther #2 is definitely going to be a cog in that story that makes it go, especially since we have now revealed Varney. Also, somebody else was revealed in this book as well. Heavens to Betsy. Yep. Look at it. That is best. Yeah, we can't wait for this BP2, can we? Best. And not just any version of Bast. That colorful Ta-Nehisi Coates version of Bast. I like that version of Bast. That would be a very easy Bast to put together. Now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, Bast. We thought Bast had abandoned T'Challa, didn't we? Nah, Bast ain't gonna abandon him. She just don't like what's going on. How'd you slip like that and get turned into a vampire? I'm kind of curious to see how that conversation betwixt them is gonna go. Cause she looked pissed off too. She said, "You disappoint me." But she still wants him to follow. So what's she getting ready to follow him into? Or he's going to get ready to follow her into, rather, excuse me. That should be an interesting read. Now, pop quiz, hot shots. Y'all pick up Space Ghost? Did y'all pick up the first one? Don't have me talking about y'all. What my man Theo always say, I'd rather talk to you than talk about you. Trust me, you are missing out if you are not collecting this book by David Pepose and Jonathan Lau. This is a good book. Not only is the art great, the story is great too, y'all. You see what I'm saying? So y'all need to get up on this Space Ghost. Also, it isn't unfolding like you would expect a Space Ghost story to. Kind of like the Space Ghost calling Jan and Jake. No, Space Ghost saved these kids last issue, Jan and Jace, because it was the right thing to do. He don't necessarily like them. And they don't necessarily like him. I know it seems like a lot of the issues they had were resolved in this issue, but I feel like it's going to take a lot longer than one issue, maybe two, maybe three, to resolve the issue. Because, I mean, think about it. Last issue, Jan and Jace watched their dad get murdered. Then this random guy with these bands on comes in and beats the crap out of the dude, blasting everybody with all kinds of rays, freezing them, burning them, everything, and then say, y'all come with me. They spent the whole issue running from Space Ghost until they finally figured out he's trying to help us. And then when he finally did help them, they had a lot of bitching and complaining to do this issue. And Jace got tired. So what did Jace do? He stole the Phantom Cruiser and went joyriding in it. Suffice to say, these are the kind of things that put Jan and Jace in danger. Space Ghost has got to save them, but Jace showed he had, what it takes to hang out with Space Ghost. And so Space Ghost at the end of the book finally adds the masks, and we get to see the Jan and Jace that we used to seeing. Which also conveniently explains why they wear masks. Because they're down with Space Ghosts and they don't want nobody to know who they are. I also like the fact that in this picture, their uniforms are baggy. And so they get time to grow into it. Because this Jan and Jace right here, they look prepubescent. But if we go and we look at the cartoons, not Space Ghost Coast to Coast, but we look at the Space Ghost cartoons, Jan and Jace look like they at least got to be, 15, 16? Jace has him a space coupe that he flies. I don't know how old you got to be to fly a space coupe, but I don't want to measure it by Earth DMV rules. Maybe where Space Ghost and them is from, 10-year-old kids can fly spaceships. I don't know, but I know in this picture, Jace's nuts ain't dropped, and Jan got a boy body, so they got to be at least 10. I give them no more than 11, 12. You know what I'm saying? They are prepubescent for sure. And Blip even got his stuff. You know what I mean? Also, in this book, you need to keep your eye on Blip because Blip got powers or Blip got skills. Put it like that. So, yeah. If you ain't messing with Space Ghost, you need to start. Let me catch up on the comments because y'all went ham. Let me see where y'all at. Okay, Varney. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. I need a Bass figure. She is gorgeous. The Russian comic book geek. This BP run any good? It is 2 issues in. It's 3 issues long. This particular run is Blood Hunt based. So it's not so much old Black Panther, but Black Panther dealing with Blood Hunt. Is the run any good? The art is fantastic. If you like art, the art's great. The story is still unfolding. I do not judge stories that are still unfolding. Okay. The side eye from that, that side eye, that Panther did give him a bunch of side eye. Big time. Flash by night. Hey, I am so glad you have come to join us. What you say? I would have sent Jace further into space. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, man. I know you probably collected it. You probably picked it up. But Space Ghost was pissed. You know what I mean? And if it wouldn't have had, if it had not been for a life threatening situation, I'm pretty sure Space Ghost probably would have booted him further in space. How you say the B-boy stance? Yeah, they was. They was in a B-boy stance, wasn't they? Oh, Space Ghost was for sure. Looking like Professor Deathbeat off the Me, Myself, and I video. You gonna show your age if you know that one. Holy flark. I like that. I want the knife. Okay. What do I want to do next? Oh, we was talking about mentalities, man, and I really needed to get into discussing the mentality because I don't think a lot of people understand what I said when I said what I said. Um, Theo and I were talking the other day, and we were talking about, MCU stuff, going back and forth, and we came to the conclusion that there are some people who have an Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes mentality versus an Avengers Assemble mentality. Now, what do we mean by Avengers Assemble, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes mentality? Okay. Now, everybody remembers the Avengers cartoon that came out on Disney. I think it was Disney XD is what they were calling it back then. Okay. And Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes is the first show that came out. Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes deviated from the core stories as far as canonical order, but they were still essentially the same stories that occurred in comics for the most part. I mean, we deviated a little bit on the Avengers story and made Graviton the reason that the Avengers came together versus, the machinations of Loki. But essentially, it was still kind of the same feel, the same energy. Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes gave off comic book energy all day, every day. Avengers Assemble seemed to be more loosely based in appearance and feel to the MCU. And, just looking at these two images, you can see which one looks more comic booky, which one looks like it should be part of a movie. We've got maskless Hawkeye in Avengers Assemble. Hawkeye was maskless in Avengers Assemble. We've got the Falcon in Avengers Assemble. Black Widow, that same cinematic lineup. Whereas with Earth's Mightiest, you got comic book lineups more or more akin to comic book lineups. The energy I get from Earth's Mightiest definitely reminds me of some stuff I read in a comic. Avengers Assemble, undoubtedly patterned after the movies it looks and acts like. These are mentalities too when it comes to comic book lore. Some of us have an Earth's mightiest heroes mentality when it comes to our cinematic fare. I don't mind you deviating a little bit, but keep the main thing the main thing. Case in point, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes went way off the map as far as the origin story. But the origin story contained Iron Man, Thor, the Hulk, Ant-Man slash Giant Man, and the Wasp. Those are the 5 core original members of the Avengers. Those are the 5 core original members of the Avengers. What do they call them? Classic Avengers. That's the classic squad. That's the first ever Avengers squad. That's the point I'm getting at. They stay mired in comic book lore, comic book canon. Whereas Avengers Assemble, it's all about the movie. It's all about creating a background story, background legends, background canon cinematically. So we're doing the same thing that Earth's Mightiest is doing, but our crux is cinematic look, feel, appeal. That's what a lot of audiences ask for. We want the cinematic look, feel, appeal. We want the diversity BS. You know, we want to continue to believe that Disney is being diverse as long as they continue to put on the air of diversity. That's the Avengers Assemble mentality. Oh, this is a diverse group of people. This is a diverse, you know what I'm saying? We're creating a cinematic universe. But a whole bunch of that stuff that you saw on Avengers Assemble never made it to the big screen. Because those writers, just like the cinematic writers, are trying to carve out their own niche. And so in carving out this niche, that's the mentality people get. This is what it's supposed to be. This is what cinematic superheroing is supposed to look and feel like. Only if it works is that what superhero and cinematically is supposed to look like. If it ain't working, you take it back, you workshop it, make it better, and then put it out to the people. You feel me? So it's hard to try to talk to people about things like, well, not hard, but it's disappointing to me when you're trying to talk to people about things like recast T'Challa and they have already marginalized and generalized an entire group of people. Much like, and I ain't gonna try to compare myself to no demographic that's been marginalized, but you can't deny the fact that a lot of people behind the scenes cinematically are in denial because of some of the things that people like myself and Theo B and other content providers have come to the conclusion of. That you're being disingenuous when it comes to the direction of these characters. You're being disingenuous. You know, how can you, and I said it in a video a couple days ago. You know what I'm saying? How can you have two of everything? You know what I mean? You got two Daredevil. I mean, not two Dare. You got two Hulks. You got a Hulk and a She-Hulk, and potentially a Scar. That's 3. You got 3 Spider-Man, 2 Thors, 2 Iron Man, 2 Captain Americas. I mean, everybody getting a a whirl at it. Plus, all those main characters got story arcs. 3 movie story arcs. T'Challa's movie wasn't even his movie. It was everybody else's movie. We didn't get to examine T'Challa. We spent a good chunk of that movie examining Killmonger. We spent a good chunk of that movie examining Wakanda. So you can't very well say T'Challa got a fair shake. But nobody sees the Avengers Assemble mentality in effect there. Oh, we're just going to go under the guise of honor. We're going to be able to do a gang of stuff. And that's what happens. Y'all are talking. What are y'all talking about? Falcon is a tech whiz in Avengers Assemble. Where'd that come from? Paul, it comes from a writer who, like I said, wants to carve his niche out animation-wise. That's all that was. Sam ain't never been nobody's technically adept person. I mean, if I had to wager, I don't even think Sam could effectively repair his wings himself. Have to stick to the key points. Facts. Earth's mightiest heroes. Yeah, all day. All day. All day. Bruh. How long we been saying this? How long have we been talking about T'Challa's intellect, about T'Challa's genius, and how that shit just got hijacked cinematically? Everybody's a genius except T'Challa. Everybody got scientific know-how except T'Challa. You know, and it bothers me that when you point things like this out to people, all they do is goalpost raise. Well, that's what the writers wrote, and that's what the directors directed, and so you just have to deal with it. There's nothing you can do about it. We see that ain't true. So why do I continue to talk this way? I continue to talk this way because there are those dueling mentalities everywhere. Everywhere? Everywhere. There are movie producers and directors who vehemently feel this way. There are comic book writers and novelists who vehemently feel this way. I need to place my unique mark on this character. That's good and fine, but while you're placing your unique mark on the character, keep the main thing the main thing. Make it make sense. Why we got to have all of this off the radar, off the ranch type stuff going on. Like with Blade. Just say y'all can't do it. And stop blowing smokes up people's behind. You can't do it. You tried. You failed. You've been trying to make one movie for 5 damn years. 5 years. They started work on Blade in 2019. Or it was announced that they was going to do a Blade movie in 2019. We even heard Blade in an end scene of Eternal, and it was confirmed that was Blade speaking. But we can't bring him cinematically to life. Mr. Ray Smith. Hello, fellow OG. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Unlike EMH, Avengers Assemble had zero continuity, bad writing, cheap animation. I always thought Avengers Assemble was an attempt to make the animation look more cinematic. At least that's the way it looked to me. Everybody's here had good comic writers working. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Christopher Yost worked on Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Ego is why they do what they do. Yeah, they want to place their unique mark on something. I mean, if it's something good, okay. Guillermo del Toro has forever placed his mark on Blade. You know what I'm saying? Because he did it right. He saw the character by itself wasn't enough to carry a cinematic feature. A guy who's immune to vampire bites, not enough. What else can he do? When you think like that and you put those kind of ideas on the screen, you make a lame character dope. Well, yeah, we want to see more of that. But if you can't do the story that's there better, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Just go according to Hoyle, how it appears, A, B, C, D, the end. Don't start doing all of this crazy Tim Story type stuff where you trying to make it uniquely your own and we're going to do this and that. Bruh, just keep the main thing the main thing. You was telling the story of Galactus and the Silver Surfer, one of the greatest stories in all of Marveldom, arguably. Drop the bag on that. Sorry to see that. Is anyone going to see a movie with Q from the Bond movies as lead? Coogler compared T'Challa to Bond and Shuri to Q. Oops. I'm going to drink my strawberry sparkling water, sir. The Dr. Dre Detox album is coming out before Blade. Exactly, not the Detox. Rutgers will win the college football national championship before Blade comes out. Damn. Avengers Assembled seemed more for kids somehow. Yeah, because Earth's Mightiest was taking stories directly from the comics and putting their spin on it, but you still recognized it as a story from comics. Who didn't recognize the origin story? Who didn't recognize the Masters of Evil overrunning the mansion? It was a little different. It was less brutal, but Zemo throwing water in Captain America's face, taunting him, talking trash to him while he's bonded, trusted up. You know what I'm saying? We enjoyed that. We enjoyed seeing the Avengers go to Asgard. We enjoyed that. That Secret Invasion was 1,000,000,000 times better than that bull crap they put out on Disney. Why didn't you just do it like that? Ain't broke, don't fix it. Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes is the closest thing we was going to get to actual comic books being animated, at least at that time. I remember Tim said Fox wouldn't let him use the real Galactus because they were working on a Silver Surfer film. That still don't excuse that Doctor Doom. That still don't excuse Surfer getting nerfed like a mine. So the Galactus was just, in my opinion, was just the icing on that dookie cake. And I like Tim Story stuff. A barbershop, and I like Tim Story stuff. Some of his stuff. You know what I'm saying? EMH had a great theme song. Okay. Too rock and roll for me, Mr. Smith. But we are strong together, fight as one. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. I would have just like just some theme music playing and a lot of action sequences going on, a la X-Men. That would have worked for me too. You know, give me a memorable theme song like X-Men. You know what I'm saying? You got Korean improv teams doing, lip syncing the theme song to X-Men. So yeah. Okay. Season 2 finale teased Ragnarok. Yeah. Adonis will listen to Meet the Grams before Blade comes out. That rock theme was a callback to what you heard growing up. Avengers United We Stand? Are we talking about that theme song? Or just the fact that back then theme songs had that funny little, we thought we needed to sing about it and put lyrics in it kind of a thing? Yeah, that's very 80s. A lot of people might rock with it. It wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't my cup of tea. We are talking about a company that gave the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. more metahuman threats, Earth-based and aliens, than their superheroes. And have we seen any of those Earth-based threats cinematically? I think we had we had an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. version of Graviton. Never saw it cinematically. We had an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. version of Mr. Hyde. Never saw it cinematically. We had an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. version of Blizzard. Never saw it cinematically. Why did we never get any of those characters cinematically? Ain't that what they like to do, is interconnect and attach and make everything, Kyle MacLachlan as Mr. Hyde, that probably would have been fun to see. You know what I mean? But they didn't give us. They didn't give us. They didn't give us. They didn't. Yeah. Yep. We got Lorelei. We got the Absorbing Man. Why did we not get none of this cinematically? You had a whole freaking Masters of Evil on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But y'all too busy trying to rewrite characters and storylines, not knowing you had a whole Masters of Evil sitting right there. Drop the ball with the Inhumans too. That was, as my man Bubba Dove say, trash. That was trash. Yes, it was. And I like the Inhumans too. So that was very disappointing to me. And Anson Mount is a great actor. That was very disappointing to me. Sif was across all. Yeah, Sif was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's what I'm saying. She was all over the place. Yes, she was. But this is what I'm saying about an Earth's Mightiest versus an assembled mentality. You settling for these BS storyline and characters that are thrown in your face and saying, yes, that's who you're supposed to like. Yes, that's your new Spider-Man, or that's your new Thor, or that's your new, and they don't give you any say about it. They just say, this is what you supposed to like. Ain't we the fans? Ain't we supposed to tell you what we like and then you do what we like? Fancy that. Fox greenlit Josh Trank's David Cronenbergish horror story pitch for Fantastic Four. Nothing about that say FF. Oh, goodness gracious, no. Fantastic Four ain't no horror story. I get it. I get where you're going with it, but that's not going to work. Can you imagine Kilgrave running amok in the greater MCU? Kilgrave, the Purple Man. It would be a great way to give us Emperor Doom. Give us that Emperor Doom story. Does anybody remember the Emperor Doom story? Okay, I give you a quick synopsis. Dr. Doom took Kilgrave, put him in a machine, and amplified his powers so that his powers of suggestion worked on the entire country, and they made Doom the Emperor of the United States. And you know the crazy part? Stuff was sweet. Stuff was straight. We didn't have static. We didn't have problem when Doom was in charge. That's some fun stuff to contemplate. But yeah, if you ain't never read it, pick up that graphic novel. I think I got it over here somewhere. Yeah, I got Emperor Doom over here somewhere, but maybe one day I will. I do some Emperor Doom for y'all. We'll get that story out there. But yeah, but because they want to go in some weird direction, we'll never get anything like that because nobody reads comics and they don't see, oh my goodness, that would be a wonderful story, but don't capitalize on it. They don't ever make it happen. So this is what I mean by Earth's Mightiest Heroes versus Avengers Assemble mentality. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I don't want to stay on this too long. I want to hit it and quit it real quick because I know a lot of us are Twitter warriors. That's the best way I can put it. Now, here's what I saw yesterday. That's right. I don't spare nobody, bro. We're gonna talk about this right here. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. I don't really care about what Nappy Fro 75 said. I mean, that's an opinion, and that's another person saying some stuff we had already heard. Right? Let's talk about it. Not a comic, but MCU related. Because there was a picture of I believe it was Ezra choking people. I can't remember his last name. Anyway, him holding the gun, and they're saying what comic or comic book issue has you like this, ready to shoot somebody, in other words. So Nappy Fro is saying not a comic, but MCU related. I recently ran a 1 versus 1 on this hell site. That's a good name for X. Over the whole recast T'Challa BS. It quickly devolved from the pro-con of Prince T'Challa replacing his pops. To the idiot trying to say I would be okay with Miles and MJ shipping. It was like debating a horny Drake. Okay. Now, not tripping on that. That's not a big deal to me. Okay. The response from the man who posted the post. Okay. Your very own Blurred Without Fear. These folks ain't grown enough to have these conversations. This is why I refuse to take them seriously. They want to act principled, but they really just thirsty. If I wanted to, I could take a tremendous amount of offense to what Ernie said. Okay. But then it occurred to me, I don't rock with Ernie. I don't rock with Ernie on Twitter. And I don't rock with Ernie's page on YouTube. So why do I want to go off and get mad at somebody who I ain't giving no kind of attention to? And if I start giving attention to them, that ain't going to do nothing but drive his brand up. Okay. I think I get one per show, and this is the one. Fuck him. All right. He does not add to or take anything away from Recast Chop. I mean, if he don't like me saying that, you don't bother to talk to us. So it doesn't matter what I say. So just continue to ignore me. Thing is, I'm not trying to bag on the cat. I'm just saying he ain't never been no staunch supporter of Recast T'Challa. He ain't never spoke out in anything beyond a clout chasing vein. You see what I'm saying? It's never been no I'm 10 toes down handling my business. And then somebody saying that, oh, it just breaks my heart. No, he's never stood on Recast T'Challa business. So why are we shocked? Why are we angry? Because he calls himself a blurred? People who call themselves blurred, people who call themselves African this, people who call themselves black that doesn't necessarily make them the expert in blurred stuff, in black stuff, just because you called yourself something. I ain't thinking no fancy, tasty, saucy name. You know what I'm saying? I thought real. And people call me D-Real anyway. They were calling me that before I had a YouTube page. So it's not like I tried to come up with this facade or this aura that I wanted to create or manufacture. It's not about any of that. I'm just me. And if me ain't enough, go rock somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? I'll block you and cut you off and all of that stuff after we done had our words. But I ain't gonna just be like, oh, that looks sad. I mean, as you get larger or bigger, I guess you have to look at those kind of things and say, who should I debate? Who should I bother with? Who should I talk to? And you have to deem who is worthy of having a debate or a conversation or an argument or a fight and who's not. Because everybody ain't worthy of a conversation, argument, or fight. And some people, you got to let that shit slide off your back like a duck. So, you know, water off a duck's back. A shit probably don't slide very well off a duck's back. But just like water, you know, you get what I'm getting at. And I see y'all done lit up the comments. So let me see what's that. That guy. I get it. I get where y'all at. I get where y'all at with it. But it's just like, he ain't never said nothing about Recast T'Challa that would lead you to think he supports it or that he is a part of it or wants to be a part of it. If anything, if you ever saw his name ensconced in anything that was Recast T'Challa, it's because he was monitoring the situation, watching it, like people were doing with Jonathan Majors. They were monitoring it. They were watching the situation very, very closely. And to me, that's all that was. You know, and then when he, you know, got a kindred spirit that said something that he was feeling, yeah, that's insightful. It tell you what the brother feel. It tell you what he thinking. We been knowing that he likes Daredevil way more than T'Challa. So why are we tripping? He got a whole animation of a black Daredevil on his page. Did we think somebody like that was in love or had a great deal of respect for the character of T'Challa? Blurred without facts, turd without knowledge. He shills for MCU. I never took him seriously. Sometimes, y'all, I mean, have you ever, are there some people you feel like they give off a certain aura, a certain energy, and it makes you feel like just like what he said. Okay, I see that cat is here for nothing but the likes. So why do I even need to give service to what he's saying? Why do I even need to let that man rent space in my head? Y'all see what I'm saying? I told you how I feel. I don't like tap dancers. I don't pay attention to him. So why do we even care what this Negro's saying? If we don't give him the time of day, why are we giving it to him now? Because he said some slick shit on Twitter? How many people done said some slick shit on Twitter with regards to recast T'Challa? Newsflash. You can literally be on Twitter all day and all night fighting knuckleheads, debating knuckleheads. I got better shit to do. And y'all should too. Straight up. Stephen A. Stephen A. Can I get a Jason Whitlock? Jason Whitlock. Coming once, coming twice, gone. Even John Campea thought not recasting T'Challa was dumb, but he capes for Feige, so his stance is wobbly. I noticed this before recast T'Challa popped off. His videos never interested me. Bruh, yesterday was the first time I went to his page and seriously looked at it. On God. So first time. You know what I'm saying? He seems to be quite happy without people like us around. So if he's happy where he's at, I'm happy where I'm at. We happy where we at. Say la vie. Let it do what it do. Shoot, I ain't studying that Negro. So is he saying that I'm not grown? And that part, and that's why I was like, it's an exercise in futility to even reach out to this man and say anything. He said, we are not grown enough. I know you older than him. I'm probably older than him. I probably done read more comic books. Hell, I probably done threw away more comic books than he's read. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not tripping. Honestly, I was shocked that he even got the responses that he did. You know what I'm saying? Because my whole thing wasn't like, oh, let me give him this work. No, my thing was, why he talking? You know what I'm saying? Have you ever been like, on the streets or in a club or somewhere and some shit go down and you see somebody and you like, I know he getting ready to get knocked out. He just looked like he ain't got hands. That kind of a thing. That was, so it's like, why you even bother? Why bother? Why? It's not a debate anymore. No. And you want me to tell you what? If this go the other way real hard and T'Challa do get recast, guess who's gonna have a video? Yes, the fearless blurred. Because I mean, for the most part, social media is popularity driven. I want to be the most popular cat. I want to be the cock of the walk. I want to dictate the pecking order. That's everybody's goal. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. I ain't deep as some people. I ain't got as many subs as some people, but I'm here. And I'm not tripping about where I'm at. Oh, we need to get your numbers up. They get up when they get up. I ain't out here chasing stuff. You ever heard that joke? Hey, Pop, let's run down there and F one of those cows. What Papa Bull say? No, son, let's walk down and F them all. I'm the bull. I'm the bull. Let's walk down. Ain't no rush. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I'm not hard up for money. I'm not hard up for disposable income, for extra income. I own stuff. I'm not pressed to be the YouTube king. If it's about money. And people already love me in this city. That sounds a little egotistical. People already like me in this city because there's a whole bunch of people in the city don't like me. So I'm not starved for any of that stuff. For a middle-aged cat, I ain't having no middle-aged crisis. Call it what you want to call it. Can't be as good with film knowledge, but that's about it. I try to stay on point, D. Twitter is only useful during NFL free agency and the draft. I won't fool with it like that, Paul. I ain't trying to. I might get on and, throw a few hot ones out there or respond to something, but I ain't just out there like, get him. Get him. I ain't out there like that. You know what I'm saying? And peace and shouts out to anybody who is. But like I said, I got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't have time to be arguing with nobody's kids. I am a metalhead who is black. At concerts, I run across other metalheads who are black. They are cool. It's the black metalheads who put on for them folks too much that bother me. Gotcha. After a few of his vids, I already knew the type. Me too, D. Superficial. Most cats here are seasoned. Like Lowry's. Like Lowry's. He fell for the Black Panther franchise as ensemble piece thing. You can pull off not recasting characters whose portrayers die in ensemble pieces, rarely done with lead-driven projects. Don't waste your time with it. People just want to gaslight the hashtag. X-Men 97 caught them off guard, embarrassed them, and it shows. They're out there trying to hit a lick they're never getting back, or get a lick they're never getting back. Yeah, they trying to get their lick back. I know. That's why I don't engage in conversation with these people. That sounds snotty as hell, don't it? That's why I don't even talk to these people. Oh my goodness. Clown. Sometimes a response is a reminder to someone, hey, move on, man. You getting beside yourself. Don't make folks notice you. You feel me? But see, here's the thing. He already give off that if I dress you down and clown your ass, I'ma block you type energy. You know what I'm saying? So why even go to all of that energy to build a viable, well thought out, reasonable, logical, intelligent response where all he gonna do is block you and then say a bunch of BS about you and you can't respond to it. Why? Why bother? I ain't checking for him. He ain't checking for me. So stay checked over there in your boring region and leave, folks that's trying to get down for the get down alone. All right. Oh goodness. Hey y'all. It's time for action figure stuff. I probably lose a bunch of y'all. But here's the thing. Well, screenshots all day. Hey, and them going to archives. Them going to archives along with E-Man stuff. Them going to archives along with anybody else's stuff who said some questionable sideways stuff. If this man start posting recast T'Challa videos talking about, yeah, T'Challa's back, pump it up. Receipt. Don't you dare. You bet not, or I will bust your ass wide open. Pause. Action figure time, kiddies. Action figure time. And if you already saw my my little thing, I'm about to have it jumping off in a fun kind of way because we get ready to go in action figure land. I gotta tell two androids. And we're gonna tell that story action figure style. On the one hand, we have the Vision. Let me put his head down a little bit. This is the most recent Vision that Marvel Legends has put out. Hey, Magic Blade, what's up? We action figuring. Oh, you missed all the good stuff, dog. You got to watch the video. This is the Vision. The Vision has been around for 56 years. 1968 is the first time we ever saw this character. You can call him what you want to. You can call him a synthezoid. But in the second ever story featuring Vision, the name of that story was Even an Android Can Cry, which he did at the end of that story. Vision, Avengers number 57, Volume 1, 1968. Our other android comes to us from DC. I like that one. Looks good, don't he? This here is Red Tornado. Red Tornado is also an android. They kind of look similar if you look at them because Marvel and DC had a habit of biting each other's styles. So you look at them, they are really, really, really very similar. Okay. Now, do you realize, of course you do, you read comic books, that Marvel and DC have a habit of aping each other's characters, of stealing each other's characters, of taking one another's characters, flipping stories and flipping things, but essentially you could see These two characters most definitely draw inspiration from one another. Now, because edutainment is what I do, I took the time because I like to talk about how things are similar and not about how they're different, because it's a lot harder to tell people how things are similar versus how they're different. Folks are quick to tell you how things are different because being different requires you to be just a tad bit negative. Okay. But if your energy ain't always negative, you have to deal with that. Check it out. Red Tornado's first appearance as Red Tornado occurred in Justice League of America number 64 in 1968. Okay. Red Tornado was created by the legendary Gardner Fox and Dick Dillon. Visually, we have seen Red Tornado on Justice League Unlimited, on Justice League Action, on Young Justice, on The Brave and the Bold, and there was even a live action Red Tornado on Supergirl. Vision, first appearance, like I told you, Avengers number 57. Also in 1968, created by Roy Thomas. Roy Thomas was on fire during that time too. And the great John Buscema. No shade to Sal. Vision has appeared on Avengers United We Stand. He's appeared on Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. He's appeared on Avengers Assemble. And he has appeared in Avengers Age of Ultron. That was his first cinematic appearance, but he has been in several features since: WandaVision, Endgame, Infinity War, Civil War. So Vision has had a lot more cinematic exposure, which, well, Red Tornado ain't had no cinematic exposure. But let me tell you how much these two characters are similar. Both made their debut in 1968. Both are androids. Both are married to human women. Both have children. Both have the essence of another being as part of them, meaning the android that was once an android known as Red Tornado was inhabited by the spirit of an air elemental known as the Tornado Champion and the Tornado Tyrant. The Vision has been programmed with the brain patterns of one Simon Williams. Yes, Paul Martin, that is one of the things that is on my list. Both were created by villains. T.O. Morrow, who's like the android expert in DC, created that fella. And the Vision's father is none other than the diabolical android robot known as Ultron. Okay. What else do they have similar to each other? They both have earlier incarnations of the character, meaning during the 1940s and World War II, there was a superhero from another dimension named Arcus who called himself the Vision. And of course, anybody who's ever read a Justice Society comic book knows that my uncle used to be the original pot on her head Red Tornado. Okay. Both have human identities. Red Tornado's John Smith. The Vision is Victor Shade. Both are red. Both have mentored young teams. both have robotic siblings. Okay. Ultron is his daddy. Jocasta is his stepmother. And I guess that would kind of make Alchema the same thing. Ain't she the crazy ex? Or is she the daughter of Ultron? I forget. And then Red Tornado has Red Inferno, Red Torpedo, and lest we forget that one-time appearance of his sister, Tomorrow Woman. So, as you can see, there are more things that bring these two characters together than what separates them. Now, in order to get my game face on and get in order for some more stuff that I'm going to need to be doing in the future, I have like horror-based action figures that I collect as well. I collect a lot of the Spawn stuff. I collect a lot of the NECA horror stuff. And I wanted to share one of them with y'all today before we get into Q&A. How many of y'all saw the original Mummy with Boris Karloff? I know Mr. Smith has seen the original Mummy with Boris Karloff. And Paul Martin has most likely seen the original Mummy with Boris Karloff. But here, NECA has a line, or rather a collection of Universal movie monsters. And that includes the Boris Karloff Frankenstein, the Lon Chaney Jr. Wolfman, the Todd Browning Creature from the Black Lagoon, and of course, this one right here, and the Bela Lugosi Dracula. So it's a pretty pedestrian movie. I think the one with The Rock and Brendan Fraser is a better movie, mummy movie. But you ain't gonna find a better looking mummy. Okay, and it helps that it's black and white. You know, the movie was black and white, so that makes the visual that much cooler. So I'm gonna pull out Imhotep and let you have a little look-see at. He is surprisingly posable for a NECA figure. There you go. That's your mummy. He's got a couple different head sculpts. That one, he's asleep. Now, when we pop the head off, there you go. You see that right there. That's sleeping mummy. Then we get over here and we got, I guess you could call this creepy facial expression mummy. That's one of the faces that look like he's going something like that. Okay. Also, there is an accessory that is sold separately from the mummy, and it is a sarcophagus. They actually have a mummy sarcophagus that you can purchase. That looks cool. Is there a Blackula figure? Mr. Martin, if I had to hazard a guess, I would say I don't know. But I can look into it for you. And if they do have a Blackula figure, oh, please believe, bruh, I will be picking it up. Also, Rodney Barnes has recently introduced Blackula to the Image universe via the Philadelphia comic. See why y'all need to be reading Philadelphia? So Blackula in comics is an entire thing now, Paul. Yes. And then we got the awake mummy looking at you, seeing you. His eyes look, he still look like he's asleep. But you know, his hands are set up in such a way. He's got an extra set of hands too. One of some reach and grab your hands. But you can set him up where if you lay him in the sarcophagus, he actually looks like a mummy. And got some little extras. Mummy wrap. Oh, mummy's got mummy wrap. So let's put some mummy wrap on the mummy and see how the mummy look with some wrap. Mummy wrap. He's got 2 pieces of wrap. So let's do this. Looky there. Does that add to the mumminess of him? So see that from a lying down perspective. If he was lying down, that would probably be much cooler. Also, too, he will double as my Encanto in Universe 1985. They were like, doggone it, D-Real, just when we thought you weren't going to throw more curveballs at us, you threw a big curveball. Yeah, Encanto, the living mummy. Read up on him. But that is my Imhotep mummy figure. Every time he heard Blackula, I think about the Adventures of Billy and Mandy version. Wow. Marvel Comics living mummy is a brother. Yeah, I literally just said that. Yes, he is. I would think by proxy, most mummies are brothers. Because the last dynasty of pharaohs died out long before anyone Hellenic or Roman touched Egypt. Did a video about it, and angry white Egyptians jumped down my throat. But you know what? In the immortal words of Chris Tucker, I don't give up. I'm going to stop. There you go, y'all. There he is. That's the mummy. Not the daddy. I can't believe I actually said that. That is what is known in the profession as a pun. And I don't know why I'm tripping, because most of the time puns aren't meant to be hilarious. Improv thing. I'll be doing improv classes too. I wonder if I should do improv classes online. Thought about doing improv classes online. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Would y'all take an improv class online if I gave an improv class online? Anyways, Man of Action had a limited run of 12-inch Blackula figures. Yeah, the mummies was brothers. Okay, well, keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes peeled, because it can be done on Zoom or some other kind of streaming platform. So don't say yeah, and then I'll be like, hey, it's time to do the, maybe I should charge. Don't worry. I am a firm believer in the player's price. Boom. Hey, y'all. It's Q&A. It's Q&A all day. It's Q&A. You know what? Before we do Q&A, I have a question. Would you buy a Man-Thing figure? Because Hasbro just dropped that they have a Man-Thing figure now. Big fat one too. Fat 8-inch joint, 9-inch joint. Posable. Extra hands. Now, if you collected that Netflix character line, the one that had Jessica Jones, Blade, the Punisher, Bullseye, and I think it's one more, you could have got a Man-Thing Build-A-Figure out of that. I have not looked at my Man-Thing Build-A-Figure because I have not taken the Build-A-Figure parts out of the perspective characters boxes for the Build-A-Figure, because I was reading somewhere that Netflix Daredevil in the red and black costume just went up in value. That John Bernthal Punisher just went up in value. That Jessica Jones figure, because there aren't any Jessica Jones figures, just went up in value. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I shouldn't make my Man-Thing Build-A-Figure and just keep those boxes complete. So, if I ever want to sell it or auction it or anything like that. Yeah, that's what you got right there. And it's based on that Werewolf by Night show that was on Disney. And that's what he's going for. You could pre-order it. If you want one, you can pre-order it. Also, did you know there is a card back Sergeant Stalker? Ooh. I already got a Stalker. So, what does that Sergeant Stalker have that the other Stalker don't have? I don't see anything. 2 machine guns, pistol with silencer, a stand. Oh, and the G.I. Joe Classified Stalker got a Shemagh. So, yeah, he's one up on you like that. I don't know. What do you think of that card box, or that card back, card back Stalker? Is that worth grabbing? Also, too, I don't know if y'all have been watching The Acolyte, but this is a figure based on Jedi Master Inara, played by Carrie-Anne Moss from The Matrix. Question: does that look like Carrie-Anne Moss? Does that action figure look like Carrie-Anne Moss? I'm gonna say no. Very, very, very poorly depicted. Okay, y'all. Let's go. What y'all got? Well, let me see what y'all got. Where is Werewolf by Night? You talking about a Werewolf by Night action figure? There is a Werewolf by Night action figure that actually came in a 3-pack. I want to say in the early 2000s. It had the Jack Russell Werewolf by Night. It had the corny Dracula in the in the traditional black Dracula outfit with the villain mustache and the widow's peak. They had that Dracula, and I believe it was Frankenstein's monster. So yes, there is a werewolf by night figure. They just need to get a new one. You say, damn, keep that. Do you mean damn like keep the boxes pristine? Yeah, I plan to do that. So if for no reason other than I do not want to break open those boxes, I would get that man thing. No other reason. Should have been a 2-pack. Maybe. And you got the other stalker. Good for you. Oh, Stalker is a nostalgia wall action figure. Yeah, because that card bag, yeah, I think it is drawing on the look from the I think what was it, 3.75-inch figures they had. Got the expression down pat, but yeah, that's Carrie Ann Moss in that photo. And that's Carrie Ann Moss as an action figure, supposedly. Oh, you want me to get a picture of what she looked like now? I could do that too, but it still don't look like her. I did. I promise to God. Okay. She looks pretty old in that picture. Just where I'm at with it, y'all. It just is. I ain't gonna sit here and lie about the woman. Wow, the old chicks be trying to get at Keanu. Don't ask me why. Okay. All right. Bum. Okay. Here we go. Carrie Ann Moss. Does this look like Carrie Ann Moss? That looks a little more like what she looks like, but she got really like weird features, or I won't say weird features, but like she's proportioned funny. But I'm gonna leave it alone because somebody might love Carrie Ann Moss out there with the Rock With Me Nation. Say an Ollie special. It's a dirt cheap special. You want Netflix Werewolf by Night? Damn it! You collect Wolfmen? I do too. It ain't a whole lot of them out there. I want to get that John Talbane from Darkstalkers, the video game, and then they've got the opposite of the Drunk Tiger. Remember Blade Master Wayne? They've also got that size Wolfman. So if you want to spend some money, go for it. 3-pack Werewolf, Man Thing, Elsa Bloodstone. I didn't like that Elsa Bloodstone. She was hella corny. Where do I think Blood Hunt is going story-wise? I think we're about at the midway point, and it's hard to say because I am not keeping up with Blood Hunt in its entirety, just the part that affects Black Panther and the Avengers, and maybe one or two other peripheral characters. Other than the Dracula and the Midnight Suns, the only thing I've collected is the Blood Hunt main book and the Dracula with him in Bloodline. So eventually, I think everything is going to go back to normal. That's not a big news flash or a forecast, but it is what I think is going to happen. Because that's what these big multiple comic book crossovers are all about. Getting your attention, not on following the story, but buying all of these damn comic books. They've been doing it since the Mutant Massacre. Okay, you want to know how this story turns out? By this, and be back next month for the main book. Not finna do that. Not finna do that. Period. Everything is gonna go back to normal. I know what it looks like. I know. I know what it looks like. Okay? But trust me when I say we are not going to continue to exist in a Marvel universe full of vampires murdering the hell out of everybody. That doesn't make for good storytelling. So trust me when I say this Dark Force thing is going to be resolved. They always resolve stuff like this. Now, I can answer the question that you're not asking me. Wink, wink. Who gonna stay dead permanently? Who gonna stay a vampire permanently? Well, the answer to that question is not T'Challa. Now, here's what I will tell y'all and tell you to watch out for. Is T'Challa not the king of the dead? I ain't seen nobody take the title or he didn't abdicate it or none of that. Right? Why do you think in that picture I showed you where Baz told him she's disgusted with him, but then told him, come with me? Why do you think she said, come with me? Do you think she said, come with me because she wants to kill him? Do you think she said, come with me because she getting ready to take him to the office and suspend him from being the Black Panther for a while? I see that question. I need T'Challa to get some power upgrades. T'Challa is going to get a power upgrade. Hey, I ain't missed yet, bro. He going to get a power upgrade. It may not be a ginormous power upgrade, but I do feel after the events of Blood Hunt, T'Challa is going to have a few skills and abilities to supplement his repertoire. He said, nope, Carrie Ann from Matrix and Models Inc. photo will do. Unfortunately, a lot of those Matrix photos, she got on sunglasses. But I mean, like that picture I showed, it was enough to show that action figure looks like Larry and Moss. In the Marvel Voices, where he and Aurora are grandparents, she did say that he had to learn some new powers. I was paying attention. I was paying attention. Okay. Usually, when a God steps to you and says, come with me, they either want to kill you or send you on some kind of quest for something. And I don't think Bass wants to kill him because she could have did that when she had him, had the Panther on him. We shall see, Kamoyo. We shall see. She looked okay on Daredevil. Definitely. Baku. Yeah. Oh, you talking about Carrie-Anne Moss? Carrie-Anne Moss's body looks good. So that it? Y'all ain't got nothing else? There is the are you not entertained? Do you have more? Do you have more? Do you want more? Do you need more? No? Okay. Sound like we good in the hood. Check it out, y'all. We are at that point in the game where it's about to be 10 seconds on the shot clock, and I got the ball, and I'm at the top of the key. So I'm going to take my shot and say, look here, y'all. Everybody that rocks with the Rock With Me Nation, keep rocking with the Rock With Me Nation. Gives a knowledge overload. Then nobody ask no questions. Y'all be asking. Because I was ready this time. Come on, y'all. Is what it was. What ends up happening, I'll be like Q&A, and Muzz will be scratching their balls or whatever and don't come with no questions. And so I'm stuck looking goofy in the middle of a live because don't nobody ask no questions during the session called Q&A. Did I hear about Trevor Lawrence's 5-year, $275 million deal? Okay. No. And really don't give a shit because Trevor Lawrence ain't that cat. Sorry, not sorry. Like I was saying, y'all, look here. Paul Martin, Kamoyo King, Great, Grand Madam, Keita. I saw you in the comments. I ain't ignore you. Professor the Film Fan. Good God. Who else was in here? Cause I want to Magic Blade. Can't forget you. Didn't see Stamina. Stamina didn't make it in tonight. I was waiting to hear some fancy British educated talk. Oh well. Maybe next time. Look at y'all. Y'all make sure y'all pull up tomorrow night. Y'all make sure y'all pull up tomorrow night. Hear me when I say it. If you do not make it to Friday Vibing with D-Real and Theo B, you gon' be mad. All right? And you gonna be extra mad when you have to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Not live. You gonna wish you was live. That's all I'm saying about that. More information to drop on what's gonna be going on with the live. Tomorrow. Be there, be square. Be there or be mad as a Mad March hare. Ooh, that rhymed. Okay. I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. That's it for now, y'all. But fret not, I will be coming at you with another one of the other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.